Welcome to Spirit Medium Lower Mediumship Messages. Here you can enjoy healing to happiness with exceptional international Spirit Medium Lower Mediumship.
Oh, that's interesting. It just suddenly stopped. Oh, goodness gracious. I hope everybody can hear me. If not, let me know. And Susie B, I have my phone next to me in case, you can't hear me or somebody else can't. In other words, I'm looking. Because as usual. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I really appreciate that. You never know these days. I was knocked off the internet on the way into the show because we're having beautiful, beautiful weather. It's nature. I love it. It's violent storms and thunder and lightning, but it's challenging, right, for the radio show. Anyway, if I do get knocked off, everybody, just hang tight because I will call in on a phone line or something, either the host phone line or the regular phone line. Susie, you know the drill. Okay, so there is a website for the radio show. It is spiritmediumtv.com, and there you can find a myriad of resources, one of which is to join the mailing list. If you'd like to keep in touch with me, you never know what you might get. Well, first of all, if you do join the mailing list, you get a whole lot of free gifts. So I do encourage you to do that. You can stay in touch with me. I do a mailing twice a week, blah, blah, blah. Also, on that site, you can make a donation to jump to the top of the queue. Thank you, Lana, who's made a donation. That donation goes in part to help animals. I donate monthly to a local charity for animals. I was doing the Humane Society, but when I had a problem with a stray cat, they were unresponsive, actually. And, the bigger an organization gets, sometimes the less responsive they can be. So I decided to go local. You can also watch the show live on spiritmediumtv.com. There's a live video feed of me in front of a camera. And if you're feeling very adventurous, you can actually join the webinar. And I encourage you to do so, not only because it's more fun, but also you get priority in the queue. And speaking of priority in the queue, the first priority is anybody who makes a donation. And then there's other side people. Whoever wants another side connection is the highest priority. If you made a donation and you have a live question, you come right after that. And then anybody who's in the queue, in the webinar, will get a priority as well. And then, of course, I always go by who's waiting the longest. And depending on what's going on with all of those things, right now we do have another side connection waiting. We do have a donation waiting. And we do not have anyone yet in the webinar. So if you're adventurous, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and item 3 on that page has a way for you to click and go right to the webinar. You may have to create a Google account depending on what. If you have a Google account, you just go right in. If you don't, you'll have to make one. It's really easy. Just follow the steps. What else? Oh, donation. You can make a donation at spiritmediumtv.com, so you can jump to the top of the queue. And that would be item 2. Item 2 on Spirit Medium TV lets you jump the gate with the 8 no wait. So if you have an urgent matter that just can't wait, donate 8 and jump the gate. And as I mentioned, we already have one person who did that. If you do that, and I don't know, I'll try to check the email at some point. You also can make a note in the chat room, or you can let Susie know if she picks up your line. But somehow we've got to know that you did that. You can also text me, I guess. It's 954-465-7338. That's my phone number. And if I listen to it, which is hard to do, guys, it's hard to multitask when you're doing readings because readings require focus. So multitasking and focus don't go together. Okay, so we're going to do a focus. Okay, why am I getting that feedback? Susie B, you don't have a line open, do you? Okay, so the feedback stopped. All of a sudden I had a feedback. Okay, so I was going to go to the focus subject, which is boundaries. Setting personal boundaries. I wrote an article on that, and if you're listening to this at a future point in time, or if you want to follow along today, just look for Personal Boundaries Worksheet. It's the title of an article, and you can see it on the sidebar of spiritmediumtv.com. And if you're on my website at a future point in time and you can't see it, just search for it in the search box on the sidebar. Personal Boundaries Worksheets. And I have a little exercise. And so, I don't know, I have had a little bit of a drain over the last couple of weeks. Some of you might have heard that I lost my darling little animal. And I wasn't really ready for losing that cat. It was unexpected. And then, like most things in life, I had a lot of doubt about whether or not I made the right decision. Especially since it was very, very traumatic and very sudden. So that, with a few other things going on at the same time, made me very weak personally, made me very tense, and not really exhibiting. I was unhappy. And any of us, if we're not exhibiting great self-care, if we're not feeling really as good as we can about ourselves, we might have trouble setting personal boundaries. You know, imagine as if your entire energetic field had potholes in it, right? When you're unhappy, you have energy potholes, energy holes in your sphere, right? I'm making it a little bit of new agey, but I'm also trying to help you understand that when you're not feeling good, you have too much stress, things are bothering you, you can have trouble setting personal boundaries. Now, when you're in the middle of all that, you may not realize it, perhaps until it's too late and you've had an argument with someone, mistreated somebody, or just made a mistake. Okay, so it's understandable. We all make mistakes. But if I'm doing this so maybe we can become more aware of where we're at, right? That's what I do. I help people become more aware, hopefully, through my own experiences and where Spirit is sending my attention. And Spirit this week is sending my attention to this. So the first rule of setting a great boundary, for some reason or other, I have feedback. And it's from me. Oh, I know what it is. Honey, would you do me a big favor, Shaku, and mute yourself? There you go. And I won't get the feedback. Thank you, sweetheart. That's perfect. All right, love. I have a feeling that Shaku, I know you're getting messages for her. Are you muted? Let me see something here. Okay, now you're muted. You weren't muted even though you thought you were. Okay, that's all right, lovey. You look great on camera. Yes, peace. Okay. All right. Now I know why I was getting the feedback. Live and learn. Okay. Don't be worried. Not to worry, sweetheart. Everything's going to be just fine. You're going to be, you look good on camera, and nobody's going to say anything, so you're going to do fine. Okay, back to the story. Setting personal boundaries when we're feeling low about ourselves is particularly important. Or it's important to work on the lowness, work on the sadness, work on whatever it is. But anyway, in general, how do we set personal boundaries? Well, self-care, self-love. When we're feeling better about ourselves, it's easier to set a personal boundary, and that's the whole point of this. So if you're in a situation where you're in a highly stressed lifestyle, if you're in an abusive relationship, maybe with yourself, whatever it is, awareness can help you realize what to do. And the thing to do is self-care. So, for example, quite often when I'm working with friends and family and everything, quite often people think they're doing self-care, but what they're really doing is putting a Band-Aid on a wound. For example, This is a really bad example. Well, let me think of a better one. Okay, somebody goes to get massage often, okay, because they're under a lot of stress, but they never handle the underlying issue, which is the stress. Maybe they need to set better personal boundaries with themselves to make a promise to get out of the stressful situation and then work on that. But I want to say to you, I bet you dollars for donuts, whatever the saying is, that if you don't handle good personal boundaries, good self-care with yourself, you can't do it with others. So the first place to start the personal boundaries is with yourself and with self-care. Now, some of you might say, yeah, but there's things in my life I have no control over, right? Let's say you're trying to get love in your life, or you're trying to get a better job, and you're in this terrible rotation of oh God, just you never get what you want, right? You never get what you want. And you're becoming sadder and sadder and more drained from that. That's another thing to look for. And so when we're not getting things that we want in our life, we can become psychic vampires. We can go try to get our energy from other people rather than getting it from Source and from ourselves and from God. So what to do? Well, as I was writing the article, Spirit talked to me and said the thing to do, if you are in a situation where you're blocked or you don't feel you have control over the situation, there's a couple of things to do. First is to get unblocked, and there are methods and ways to do that. But let's put that aside for a moment. Okay? Because, the best unblocking might still not work. Maybe your karma requires you go through that, right? Or maybe your karma is requiring you to learn how to let go of something your ego is telling you need, right? So there might be lessons involved. So let's just allow the big block to sit on the side for a moment. But underneath it all, the underpinning is doing things you do have control over to make your life as functional as possible. So that's why a lot of coaches might tell you to clean out your closets, because it's self-care. It's also organizing. And on a surface level, it's self-care and organizing. But on a subconscious level, you're giving yourself the message that you are functional, you are important enough to get your life together, to make the best life for yourself. And if you do that, then the big things can take care of themselves. Because when you think about it, if the foundation is not good, those are the little things, then the big things that sit on top of your personal boundaries, your personal foundation, cannot happen. So one way to handle your life, if you're not getting what you want in your life, if you're caught in a loop or you're blocked, is to look at the little things. Look at the little things you have control over and start working on them. And so, for example, let's see, what is her name? Shaku, for example. She wants to know if she passed a test. Now, the big thing is the test. The little things would be when we're in school, working on a day-to-day basis to study, having good study habits, good rest habits, good hygiene, good personal hygiene habits, so we're in the best shape possible that when we do take the test, we do pass it, right? So that's what I mean by that. Big thing, little thing. Little things make big things. And personal boundaries come from the little things of self-care falling into place. And when you have self-care, when you're taking care of the things you can take care of, you will find your whole life functions better and you'll be happier. And my work's all about healing to happiness, right? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to open up. We're going to do a little channeling, and then I'm going to get to the phone lines. We're right on time. And so the channeling will happen in a moment. I want everybody to enter into a psychic connection with me. And that means we do the following. If everybody please would sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and start to breathe from your abdominal area. Sit back, uncross arms and legs. Breathe abdominally. If you're looking for an other side connection, please call that person in, or at least focus on your question, because I think Kathleen has a question. If you are looking for an answer to a live question or healing, focus in on that now as well. While you do that, I'm going to go do the prayer. I'll be back in a second. And now, on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into the space around us, I will connect us. One moment, please. Good. All right, I'm going to now call in a connection to a spiritual entity for a group message. We are here, we are the ones, and we also have brought in other soul healers from the other side for you. Some of them come from the 5th century BC, where there was a lot of healing work going on within the Earth sphere. There were beings that were working with people on Earth to heal and help themselves grow, moving from esoteric knowledge, bringing it into the Earth plane, the Earth dimension. These people that we worked with were able to heal themselves using esoteric knowledge. And some of the esoteric knowledge is still here on Earth today. Some of it comes from the Essenes and others that worked with the part of the Jewish population that were more evolved than the average sort. The Essenes go back to the ancient Lemurians. They are healers. And they also are light workers. Some of those in the audience this evening are descended from Essenes, and Essenes are connected to spirit workers in the outer spheres. In other words, light beings. We are light beings connected to the Essenes and early people that were on Earth. We talk to you through healing light and also messages in the night. At times you might receive the messages when you're sleeping, and you may awake in the morning with new ideas, new ways to heal things, new ways to do things in life. We as your guides, we as your angels, we as your light beings work with you in healing modalities. Those in the audience know who we are. We now thank you so much for allowing us to acknowledge your presence. Namaste. Well, that was a new one. Didn't expect that. Hopefully we'll find somebody here, unless they have not gone to the phone lines. They may just be listening. Okay, I'm going to go to Kathleen, who has an other side question, she said. This sounds kind of interesting. Hello, Kathleen.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm doing great, love. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. I have a question about a person spirit. I will give you his name. It's John Bennett, F-A-Y-N-D. Who is also my messages to me. And if he had information,
Wow, that's loaded. Let's see. Well, leave it to Kathleen to have a loaded question. Good for you. All right. Okay, so first what I'm going to do, Kathleen, which is what I need to do as an ethical medium, is I need to bring in something about John that you can validate. At least I'm going to bring in at least 3 things. So let's just go to his, I'm going to call him in, see if we get John. The first thing I get is something to, I don't know what this means, but I'm getting the color blue. And I have a feeling, even though his last name is Fayyad or Fayyad or something, as if you... Okay. So I'm getting the message that either your son or he have blue eyes, one of the two. Something about blue eyes. Did he have...
The only picture I have of him and I, he have a blue dresser.
Oh, all right. Well, then that's the significance, first of all, because I'm getting the color
So
blue.
that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, that's significant because I'm getting blue, blue, blue. Okay, so let's go on with this. Hold on one second, honey. I got to really make a connection, love. Okay, well, the first thing is dark hair. And I'm sure that his hair was dark. Okay, very dark, actually, darker brown than most people. I also liked, I don't know why I see this, but he might have liked to sport a beard from time to time. Do you know anything about that, please? A beard? Never, okay. Maybe he's just trying to show me the dark hair by showing me the beard. I also see that he's showed me his face, but he does show a beard, so I don't know when that beard was ever worn by him or he was just giving it to me to show that he has dark hair. I do see his thick, wavy hair. There seems to be a bit of a wave to it. You probably could confirm that for me. Do you remember him having a wave to his hair, please? Yes or no? Just yes or no, love. Okay, then I'm superimposing what I think he would look like. Hold on, I just want to clarify. No, no, honey, don't. No. I'm trying to get him to give it to me. Yeah, I have to get him to do it. Okay. Otherwise, it's not valid. Okay. Otherwise, I don't have him. Okay. Then we can't trust what he says. Well, I see a man in front of me very, very clearly. Okay. He's also, whoever this is. Now, that name sounds to me like it's Middle Eastern. And it also sounds to me like it would be, I'm just saying this for a reason, that it would be a name that would be Muslim or Jewish. But he's also showing me he's wearing something on his head as if to say he would be of a Muslim or Jewish faith, like one of those caps. Would he be of either of those religions? Okay, so then I just need to clear that because if he's Irish or whatever the al-Fayyad is. Okay. Well, I just want to say, okay, because I just need to clear that so that I can get to who he really is, because that's filtering everything. Hold on. Okay, okay, now I'm seeing a different person. I see a slender build. He says he was athletic for portions of his life, but not all the time. There's something to do with either playing football or soccer. Would you understanding of that for this person, please? As a hobby. Okay. So you just don't know it. He might have done it, you didn't know it. Would you understand he's thin, please? Slender. Nice build, not skinny. Okay, I'm going to try to control your answers, so please forgive me. I'm going to get a little bit more controlling. Just forgive me, okay, but I have to do this. I want you to answer the questions when I give them to you, so I'm going to ask a little bit differently. Okay, so you don't remember the football, soccer, that's fine. Do you remember, because this is another thing I said, I'm going to say it again. I see him having slender build. The shoulders are wider than the hips. And he looks like he's 5'8" to 5'10". So first question is, do you remember him having a slender build? Just yes or no, nothing extra, please, Kat. Okay. Do you remember his height in a mid-range, 5'8" to 5'10"? Just yes or no, please. Okay. All right. Now, that's why I have to be very, very careful, because I don't want you to reveal, and it's, I need to make sure I get him in correctly. Okay. Now, he does show me something about his health, okay, and I believe it has something to do with his passing, and it seems to be lung related, as if he had something going on with lungs and he could not breathe well. Would you remember that? Yes or no, please? Coughing, yes or no? Okay. I get coughing, so if you can't validate that, I'll let it go. Okay, I'm getting one other thing. Would he have a child of his own son, please?
No.
Okay, I'm not getting him, and that means I cannot answer your question. Okay, so I'm going to have to let this go. All right, love. I can't, at times we don't make a good connection, so I'm going to just let that go. I'm sorry, but, I really can't even apologize because I'm doing the best I can. So I'm going to let that go, sweetie, and I appreciate calling in, honey. Thank you. Thank you, love. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're going to go now to the first person waiting in the queue that made a donation, then we'll get to Shoku. The first person is Alana that made a donation. If you make a donation, one other side can the highest in the queue. Yes, Lana, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I had a wonderful time with your daughter the other day.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Yeah, we had a healing session. Yeah. Okay, sweetheart, go ahead and ask your question, love. You've always felt connection, you said?
Yes, I have. Since I
Okay. Well,
I just want to validate that because I was starting to cry when you said your prayer. I had never heard that.
oh, you've always felt a connection to what, honey? To the Essenes or to what?
Yes.
Oh.
I've always felt an affinity toward those people.
Oh, wow. I'm so glad you're saying that. Well, there you go. Oh, wow. There's the validation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Okay. Well,
and so somebody's out there, and I said, it's me.
well, they want you to know, and you're a very healing type. You're supposed to be, okay, there's more messages coming in. You are a very healing type. You're supposed to be working with spirit. Now is the time for you to begin that work if you so incline. No one will force you, but that's why you have a proclivity and a feeling in this direction. I'm also picking up the message that you have a lot of empathy for others. And you're feeling right now that you want to do something to help the world or help others, but you're really not quite sure how to plant that into your life in a way that is complementary, and not overwhelming as well. You're going to be led, and there will be some people coming to you for help. And it will fit into the way you live because you can't be overwhelmed. I'm getting, your life is stable now and you don't want to be overwhelmed, but it's going to be something that's going to be coming to you. It feels like a charity of sorts, and maybe a donation or some way of helping others, but knowing that you're actually helping others. Oh, now go ahead, honey, and ask your question, please.
Okay, thank you. My question is a relationship question
Mm-hmm.
with this one person. And I was wondering if you could be more specific as to where this is going.
Yeah, sure.
If it is going,
And his name? His or her name?
his name?
Yes. Oh, you don't have to give me the whole name. Just give me the initials if you want. Go ahead. Okay, the name is good. Okay, then I need the first letter of last name, please. A like an apple. Okay, hold on. Let me go to his energy, see what we get. Harold A, Harold A, Harold A, Harold A. He's a good guy. I feel there's something, hold on. Well, there's a problem with him, money right now for him. It may not be telling you all of this, but they're telling me his purse strings are tight, meaning he's having a problem with money, obligations from the past. He's not able to fully fulfill them. And this keeps him distant or detached or worried. And also it makes him act, huh? Well, maybe he's worried about money even though he has money. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay, somebody could have money and still be tight with the money, or something about money is bothering him. And there's also obligations from the past. Now, I lost my train of thought. Let me see if I could pull it back again. Oh, I was going to say that it makes him seem insecure. So even if he has a lot of money, it's a hang-up about money. Okay? And it makes him seem insecure, and it preoccupies his mind. He's never fully available to you in terms of presence, being there with you. His mind is always seems to be subjectively involved with these kind of things, money, dealings, all of that. So there's something about money as a hang-up for him, honey. It's almost like a sickness. And I believe that it makes him feel inadequate, even though he may have a lot. You think he has a lot. He doesn't think he has enough, or he doesn't feel adequate in some way. And we could go into more detail on that, but I will stop for a moment. Is the issue that you feel because what I'm getting is he doesn't seem like he's fully present with you, detached, and almost anxious quite a lot. Would you agree with that, please? Cold. Okay. Oh, all right. So you're wondering if he cares. So you're wondering if he cares about you. All right. Let me go. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So you want to know where the relationship is going. And the first thing I get out of my mouth is he seems to be preoccupied with money and not feeling good about himself. Let me project how that would affect the relationship with you and him. He seems preoccupied all the time. He's not really looking in on you. He's not really thinking about you enough. Now, you're saying that it seems like he cares about you from your perspective, but Spirit is telling me he's not paying. Because the wording that they were giving me is the wording they're giving me is not paying that much attention to you. And yes, it does make sense to me because you're validating what the message is, okay? So and I'm going to say again, he's very preoccupied with himself, with money, and I'm going to move forward with that. All right, hold on. See, he doesn't like, if he was to try to move forward with you, like into a full commitment. Are you thinking of marriage at all with him or anything like that? Because I think he's afraid of that because of money. Because of money. In other words, my stuff is my stuff. All right. So this is in the way of him making a full commitment. I need to project now or see where it will go, if he'll get rid of that feeling or not, or because you have enough of your own. You're not needy. You're not looking for someone to take care of you. Hold on. So what you need to do, I still think that he will be very hesitant to make a full marriage with you, because even though you're not needy, he seems to have, in his mind, has more than you, and he's afraid of, having more than the partner for some reason. It upsets him. He doesn't like to have, he doesn't want to be giving in that way. It's just the way he is. Can he overcome it? Probably not in this lifetime. So the answer today, right? The answer today is, if you can be happy with him the way things are, it doesn't look like it will turn into a marriage, but it certainly can be a loving connection with him otherwise. And the only way to really improve the connection is to somehow soften his, now that you understand what I'm getting is this thing about money, that you need to soften the way he thinks of you. In other words, let him think that you don't need his money and you're happy with him the way he is. It's only through the way the relationship is. It's only through that he would come closer to you and make a commitment. So act like you don't need that, and I think it will improve the connection. Do you understand? And I think that could possibly actually break down the barriers. And I think then you can that he would move full throttle ahead, because underneath it all, I feel he wants to have that kind of closeness. He wants to have somebody in his life that he can really rely on. He wants somebody there for him. So the thing to do is to make it seem like the last thing on your mind is that you would want to be married or need any, even enjoy a more affluent lifestyle. That's all. So do that, and I think you can improve his communication with you. Okay? All right. All right, love. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm now going to go to Shoku, who was brave and went into. There she is. Okay, Shoku, sweetheart. I am not sure why I cannot get her unmuted, because before I couldn't get her muted. Now I can't get her unmuted. Maybe I'll go to here. Oh, Shoku?
Yes, hi.
Okay, so you're going to use your phone. All right, love. I could hear you actually in the. I want you to just put your phone on mute and just talk to me.
Okay, hi.
There you go. Because otherwise there's feedback and all kinds of stuff. We can hear you. Go ahead, love.
So the reason why I'm reaching out to you, I took a test last week. It's a licensing test. It has to do with my career. And
is it a nursing test, love?
Yeah, it is.
I feel nursing around you, all around you.
Yeah, it
is. You're a very good nurse, and you've done very, very, very well on the test. Actually, you're going to be, I get top in the class. We're top in the class. This is the licensing part of it. You do really, really well. So, you can validate for me, but I hear you were top in your grades, the study part of it. This is a licensing exam. Since I'm hearing all this, I say to you, why are you even worried? Because you're so smart.
Thank you. The reason I'm worried is because for this licensing test, people study like 2 to 6 months. And I don't know where. I just started studying last Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday went to work, came home, studied, and I don't know where. I just got this crazy feeling that this is pointless. Stop studying. Go online. If there is an opening, just go and take it.
Yeah,
I went online. There was an opening the next day, and I was freaking out. Oh my God, should I listen to my intuition? Should I just go? And I'm like, if I don't go, then who would I be if I'm not listening to my intuition? So I just got up and went. So I'm freaking out.
All right, well, so the answer, so first thing I heard is you're top in your class for grades for the schooling part of it. That you did well in the licensing exam. I know that the content is a little different than just the academics. It's the licensing. It's the way you're supposed to behave with patients and everything. But all that stuff, I heard. You've heard it before. You understand what it is. It's really not new stuff to you. You will do well on it, is what I'm hearing. You did actually pretty well on it. And that you will get your license. And you will begin work. It doesn't seem like you're going to be getting work immediately. Something to do with a few months before you can actually really get started. Okay. I get a feeling that maybe a few months before you get permanent, but you might do some kind of contract work before then. And that's what I think you like that actually, and you're looking for more contract work anyway. So look for contract work, and you may decide to stay as a contractor. You may not want to move into full time. Okay, sweetheart?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much. I'll let you know. I should feel back soon.
Please do. Let me know, sweetheart. Okay?
Thanks so much.
Thank you, love. I'm going to put you back on mute, darling. Bye. Okay, we got that done. That was an experience in all kinds of noises. All right, I'm going to go to the person who's waiting the longest in the queue, and that would be, it looks like Carissa. Carissa. For some reason or other, Shoku's line is open. Close that. Hold on, honey. Okay, Carissa, go ahead, love. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. All right, sweetheart. 785, Carissa. Oh, Brian seems like a loner type. Hold on for a second. What's the first letter of his last name, please? P or T? T like in Tom? There you go. Hold on. Well, I see a few things about him. I need to validate that I have his energy. First thing is he's got a, he's not real thin. He's not heavy. He's got a nice build, somewhat muscular or big, nice frame, which is, I would say. Would you would you know that about Brian, please?
Yeah.
Okay. It also looks like, all right. It also looks like he's, all right, love. Would you know if he smokes? Because I see him smoking cigarettes. Okay. Well, there's something about, well, maybe he smokes pot then. Okay. Would you know anything about that? Oh, that's fine. There we go. Now, I also feel that he works around cars, or he does something that's a little bit more blue collar than white collar. There's something very energetic about him. Would you understand that, please? Oh, perfect. Okay, well, he does work with cars. He's got the heart and the soul of a salesman, by the way. They're telling me that as well. Would that make sense to you, please? All right. He's a good guy. He's very energetic, very athletic, has a lot of energy, good personality, loving, kind soul. Won't speak to you right now, but in the near future, you will be hearing from him. So it's not something you have much control over. I'm hearing more like he's going to contact you. You don't need to really do anything other than just continue batting your pretty eyes at him from time to time. He does like you, and you seem to be in his vicinity. In other words, he's able to see you from time to time, out wherever you are, normal day-to-day activities. This is kind of what I'm hearing. And I hear that he's going to be contacting you. Let me make sure. Now, first of all, do you understand what I mean when he sees you from time to time? Like out, like doing things. I don't know, either you work with him or you see him sometimes when you're just doing things. Okay, do you have some kind of contact? Do you have contact with him that is, it seems like there's a contact there made and you're around him somehow. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not physical. Maybe you're online. You met him. How did you meet him, honey? But he's going to contact you. He's going to contact you. So that's what I mean. So he's aware of you. He knows about you, and he thinks about you, and he will be contacting you. So that's all I can say, unless there's a hidden meaning to the question. Well, all right. Well, okay. I hear that he's going to contact you. I'm going to go back to it again, love, rather than you have to be waiting for him. See if there's anything else we could say about it. He will be contacting you again. That's all I can get. He will be contacting you again. I think he does know you have some of his stuff, and he does want it back. Seems like a nice person, though. I'm not quite sure why things didn't work out. I would have to say the reason it didn't is he just feels to me free and breezy type of person, not really commitment oriented, at least not this time in his life, although he does like you. I don't know what your issue was with him or whatever, but I would say just hold tight. He will be contacting you. You don't need to worry about anything. Okay, honey?
Okay.
All right, love. Thanks so much. You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Anne, who has a life question. Hi, Anne. What can I do for you, love?
Hello?
Yes, what can we do for you, honey?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear. I can hear you, yes. What is your question, please? Anything. Okay. Hold on, Anne. Hold on, honey. Just hold on while I get the answer. Well, you are rather selective, they're telling me. It's also difficult for you to get close to people. You're fairly analytical. And the answer relies in part on you becoming, well, more dealing with emotions, more thinking with your heart and not as much with your head, because that is the key. One of the things that's stopping you or preventing you is that feeling of connection and emotional connection to somebody. You're not getting that feeling, although I do feel you've met other people. You tend to pull away and you tend to get analytical. So they want you to soften your heart a little bit more. Now, from what I'm saying, sweetheart, would that make sense to you before I continue? All right. We're going to continue then. Hold on, love. So it's like you have to learn how to get out of your own way, so to speak, because there's many different people that you would attract, you have attracted, some of them good, some of them better than others. But everybody a little different. But the way to do this now, the way to open up your heart a little bit more to love, is to understand that you won't ever find anyone perfect. The most important thing is you find someone kind and nice who has his own resources, some money of his own, so he won't drain you, so to speak, financially. And he's a good, kind, calm kind of personality. And so they're saying this to you so that you can seek somebody based on those ideas. That will open the door for you because you weren't quite sure. Right. No. So they just want you to focus in on those ideas, on the idea of good guy with his own money, and you will meet that person. Okay? You will meet that person. Let me see what else we could get with that. All right. Well, give me the initials of that person, and then we'll give you specific. I need 2 letters. D, like in dog, and what's the other one? Boy. Okay. B, brother. Okay. And the second initial, please. Yes, please. Just the initial. Oh, there's the P. Okay. BP. Hold on. BP. All right, just give me a moment, honey. I have to focus. Hold on, Mom. No, I don't feel he's going to work out. He feels rather cold to me, like he's not doing much to really interact with you. You need somebody who's warmer, gentler, kinder. You know, one of the things you tend to do, because you're kind of you have a cool temperament is, you know, somebody like that would appeal to you because, you know, he's kind of cool temperament also. But I'm actually feeling that you're better off with somebody who's a little bit warmer than this person, BP. So I'm not getting a yes on that. I do feel there'd be some new people coming in the near future, and one of them in particular is going to like you very much, and you're going to see the light and start to like him very much. Two cool temperaments in a relationship do not make a plan, do not make a good union. You really need to be loved a lot, and you need to be around somebody who's a warm personality. So that's what I'm getting, and there's a new person coming in shortly for you like that. Don't worry about a thing. Just focus in on the emotions and the feelings, and that person will be before you. Okay? It could be very well, very shortly. And I don't even feel it's that long away, like a month or two. Not that far away. No. Yes, yes. So get ready for the warmer personality, okay, love? Thank you, honey. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I am going to go to Suzanne, who has a life question. Oh, how'd that happen? Oh, yeah, she is, definitely. Okay. So go ahead, Suzanne, just give me the question, honey. Not a lot of background. And this is a teacher position? Teacher aide, okay. Let's see here. I'm sitting here thinking, I wonder what, don't answer this, but I'm wondering why you're so nervous. But because like you have all these interviews, I'm sure that you're going to get something. But let me just see what Spirit says, honey. Suzanne, and you're calling for 631. Yeah, well, one place is going to like you more than the others. And I'm going to see which one it is. Okay, the first thing you're saying is closer to home than the others. It's the one you really want, and you would do really well in that interview. And one of the reasons why is, feels like, even though you have all these interviews, they have more of a need for somebody than the other two places. No, I don't know why they're saying that. Spirit's saying they really need you. They really need someone, and they really need you. They're going to like you. So I feel like there's a lot of synergy there. The interview is going to go well. And it feels like it's the first of the 3 interviews. I think it's the one tomorrow. So go on into that interview wearing your best interview outfit, in your best interview mood and mode. And what was your question, honey? Very shortly thereafter. Let me see how long. Well, you're going to leave the interview feeling really good about it, and then it's going to take a week to 2 weeks more. Let me see if they're probably going to have more than one interview, don't you think? Suzanne? All right. Well, I guess you're just very anxious about finding employment. I understand, love. Hold on. You will find out actually before you hear from the other 2, and I get that it's going to be like a week. You're going to be hearing. So just go. The one that you're going on tomorrow feels like it's closest to home. Do you know that or not? Okay, so that's the one that's all lit up. That's the one that looks like it's the one. I think it's in the classroom with the teachers, and you're going to like that very much. You're going to like that very much. It could switch between the 2. Something part-time-ish about it, at least at first. Maybe it's because they'll move you around from room to room or something. But I feel, let me see about salary. Could it be full-time? They're moving her from classroom to classroom. Spirit, how does it work? Oh, okay. They say full-time at first, and then it could change. And I don't know how it's going to change, but I don't think it's going to be part-time. I think it's full-time. So just think full-time. There might be some kind of thing. You won't need any more interviews. Just go with what I've said. Okay? You won't need any more interviews, honey. Just go with what I've said, love. And I see that they're going to probably be moving you around from classroom to classroom in the beginning until you find your permanent place. And that's why I get a feeling of part-time, full-time. It's not really part-time. It's just a lot of movement in the organization. You're going to like it. You're going to be happy. I'm going to let you go now, honey. I'd like to get a few more readings in. I think you've been given a lot of information, and I hope that it served you well. Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to somebody else who's waiting a long time. Try to spread the wealth a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to go to Lisa, who's been waiting. Oh, wait, I didn't get to her. Lisa, honey, just give me your question, love. No background, okay? Go ahead. All right. So Lisa wants to know if she's going to be in hospital, private, or county. Hold on. County. And you're gonna like it very much. I don't know why they keep telling me that today. The saying is you're gonna like it very much as a county. Let me see why you're gonna like it. The county is best suited for you, and it feels more because it's secure. They have good benefits, and you won't work that hard. And also location is a little bit better for you. So that's what I'm getting. Versus what else? Okay, so it's either nursing, clinical, or nursing forensic. Hold on. I think forensic. I think that's why you're gonna like it. I think that's why you're gonna like it. Why are you laughing? Are you crying or laughing? That's what I'm, okay, because that's what I hear. You're gonna like it very much. That's why it's, then when they talk forensic, you're gonna love it. So it's really suited to you, Lisa. You do have that kind of inquiring mind. And they'll see it in you. I believe you're also well prepared for that kind of position. I've done some work on your own related to it, so you're going to really fit in there well. And when you are in this position, I think you're going to like the personalities there as well. There's a man there also you're going to enjoy working around, and something even could come of that. We'll see. I'm going to let you go now, honey. I need to get to as many. Well, maybe he'll just be a friend then, honey, but I see a man that you're going to like very much. Okay? All right, love. Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to T. Oh, T. I know T. Hi, honey. Just give me your question. Hi, sweetheart. Just give me your question, love. Go ahead, honey. Just give me your question, love, and I'll try to get you an answer. Okay, so as you're asking me if you're in the right direction with your finances. I don't know what the relationship has or anything. I'm just looking at finances. Hold on 1 second, please. T, money, good or bad? Yes, you're doing very well with your finances. You've set up some kind of a budget or system, a systematic way of approaching money. It's working really well for you. Feels like you're paying yourself first, so to speak, putting money aside. And you're doing really, really well with that, honey. Spirit is very happy with what you're doing because it's working towards a plan you have to get something that you really, really want for yourself in the long run. It feels like a car, but it sounds like you're in a car right now. It looks like you're saving for something. What are you saving for, love? Okay. Well, anyway, the answer is yes. You're on the right track, love. Okay. And by the way, don't let anybody tell you differently. You are on the right track. It feels like there's a brother or friend who's a little bit older than you, a man, who might be influencing you to think you're never doing the right thing with money. Don't listen to that person. You are. There you go. Don't listen. You're doing the right thing, darling. And by the way, don't tell him so much. Just do it. Okay? All right, love. Thank you so much. I'm putting you back in the queue. Okay. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay, I really want to thank you so much for tuning in this evening. If you would like a discount on a private session, just go to booklaura.com, and in the event code field, when you're paying for your session, just place radio show and you will obtain a third more time for your session than you paid for. Namaste, everybody. Thanks for calling in. Bye-bye.